Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Spain have just defeated England 2-1 at the Olympic Stadium in Berlin to win the Euros in 2024. With this win, Spain now have won 4 Euro titles. That is the most out of any team in the continent. With this win today, Spain officially become the kings of this competition. And honestly, bro, today, football won. Football won today. That Spanish team, and I'm not being hyperbolic with what I'm about to say, in my opinion at least, had one of the best tournament runs that I've seen in my lifetime. What they did at this Euro was nothing short of remarkable, and those players and that manager should be incredibly proud of what they just accomplished, man. Obviously, in the group stages, you're in the group of death going up against Croatia, who we know obviously when it comes to major tournaments, they have pedigree and they're always dangerous. You come up against Italy, who are obviously the defending European champions, and you come up against obviously Albania, who went undefeated in qualifying, and you go unbeaten in that group and don't concede a single goal, and thoroughly outplay the two other best teams, Croatia and Italy. It was a masterclass by them. Then in the round of 16, obviously you come up against Georgia in the first game, not that formidable of an opponent, but still you're down 1-0 in that game, and to come back and spank Georgia, end up scoring five past them, I'm pretty sure, is obviously fucking amazing. Then you go up against Germany, the host nation, and a team that had looked really good at this tournament, and you beat them obviously with an extra time winner by Mikel Merino. Then you go up against France and beat them, and then today to beat England. I mean, you beat 3 of the favorites on your way to winning the obviously the Euro, and like I mentioned, you were in the group of death, the hardest group. I mean, that is fucking amazing, man. That is fucking amazing. That is a testament to those players, like I said, and that manager. And today, bro, to me, they were the better team, and they deserved it today. England had no business winning this tournament. And England, look, bro, today, I don't think they played terribly, but it wasn't in England, not for a single game in this tournament that we ever look at England and think, wow, they look really good. They're playing up to their potential, in my opinion at least. People say that they looked good against Switzerland at times, and also in the last game against the Netherlands, that first half particularly, and that's true. But for a full 90 minutes, for stretches, we saw England look great, right? Like I said, in the first half against the Netherlands, they looked really good. But for a full 90 minutes, we never saw this team really click and gel. Obviously, that first half was a snooze fest, in my opinion. Not really many chances created in that second half. I think England were decent, but I think Spain were just better. Obviously, Spain opened up the scoring with, obviously, we got to talk about him right now. We got to talk about Lamine Yamal, who has an assist in a Euro final, who obviously just won Young Player of the Tournament at the Euros and could have very easily won Player of the Tournament overall. He had by far the most chances created at this tournament. He had by far the most big chances created at this tournament. Twice double more than the next closest guy in second place to him. And what he just did today, I mean, to play that pass to Nico Williams and a great finish from Nico, I hope we can see that at Barca next year, because if we get those two on the wing of Barcelona, it's going to be scary hours. But anyway, this is not about Barcelona, it's about fucking Spain. And what he did, I mean, the finish by Nico is beautiful, but that pass by Lamine Yamal to cut in on his left foot and find Nico running, obviously at the back post was beautiful to watch. And like I said, Lamine Yamal, we can't even call him a 16-year-old anymore. He's officially entering UNC status now. He's 17 years old. His birthday was yesterday. What he did at this tournament, it's one of the best tournaments a youngster has ever had, and you can honestly argue it's the best tournament a youngster's ever had. I understand Pelé had a great tournament when he was 18, winning the World Cup with Brazil, but again, I think Lamine, am I saying he's better than Pelé was back in 1958? I'm pretty sure. No, but I'm also not saying that, that he's not in the conversation, because what he did, bro, the most goals and assists at the Euros at only 16 and then 17 years old. Obviously, like he split time, but mostly 16 years old. It's amazing, bro. And today, the goal against France, the performance against Germany, I mean, everything that he did, his first game against Croatia in the group stages, it's just, it's an honor to watch this kid play, man. Honestly, I get goosebumps watching him play, and I'm so glad, I'm so thankful that I'm a Barca fan, and that I'm going to be able to hopefully see this kid play for my team for the next 10, 15, who knows, even 20 years, because what I'm seeing from him is something special. Nico Williams is special. And Morata, God, I think he's terrible. But look, man, at least he did something. He did his job. But anyway, like I said, let's keep talking about the game. Actually, I completely got carried away, but I had to talk about Lamine Yamal. Obviously, Nico Williams scores. Spain are winning 1-0. Then after that, I think Italy, England were just kind of asleep at a point. They were just kind of playing asleep. They weren't really creating many chances. But then obviously Gareth Southgate, man, and look, people are going to say individual brilliance kind of almost saved them today once again, because obviously that goal from Cole Palmer tied the game. And that was just like an individually brilliant goal from Cole Palmer, kind of like what Bellingham did against Slovakia and what Saka did against Switzerland. But again, you got to give credit to Gareth Southgate, because he is the one that makes that substitution. He also subbed out Harry Kane in this game. He brought in Ollie Watkins very early on, and it wasn't because Harry Kane was injured. it was just because he wasn't playing well. Like, and Harry Kane, I just had one of the worst tournaments I've ever seen a star player have. Considering, once again, the season he just had at Bayern Munich. He just had a great season at Bayern. The tournament that he had was fucking embarrassing. And then, yeah, like I said, in the 70th minute, he takes off Kobe Mano, brings in Cole Palmer, and that sub, I mean, you gotta give credit, Gareth Southgate credit their words. You gotta give him credit where it's due. Look, I think he was terrible in this tournament. I think he's the main reason why England are not going home are not bringing it home, or like, I think Gareth Southgate is the main reason why it's not coming home for England. But you got to give him credit where it's due. And Cole Palmer, bro, he should have been featured a lot more in this tournament, because every time he came out to the pitch for England, he looked really, really good. And today was no different. I mean, that goal that he scored was a thing of beauty. Very few players in world football can do something like that. That's just a matter of fact. Cole Palmer is a special player, and he showed it at this tournament. But like I said, I wish he would have been featured a lot more. But after Cole Palmer scored that goal, England had some chances, bro. Spain had some chances too. Lamine Yamal had a couple chances that I don't know how he couldn't convert. But England had some chances as well. But then obviously, Cucurella, who had a fantastic tournament, one of the best players in this tournament, just plays a great ball to Oyarzabal, and not finished by Oyarzabal. I thought he was slightly offside at first, but obviously he was perfectly onside. The knee of the England player was keeping him on. And obviously Spain take the lead with, 4 minutes to go, and obviously never look back. And for me, bro, like I said, I think for Spain, their whole team can be happy with their performances. I thought Dani Carvajal was fantastic. I thought Rodri, before he came off, obviously because he had to come off at halftime with an injury, I thought he was really, really good. I thought Merino, when he came on for Rodri, looked really, really good. I thought Fabian Ruiz was one of the best players at this tournament and showcased it again today. I thought Nico Williams, obviously scoring that goal, he was fucking amazing. I thought Lamine Yamal was amazing, like he has been this whole tournament. I think Dani Olmo, God, bro, what a performance by Dani Olmo at this Euro, man. He's been so good. He was so good. And honestly, a very special player. I shit talk him a lot when obviously Barca were linked to him, but he's a special player, and we saw it at this tournament. And yeah, like I said, for me, Spain, I mean, their whole team, their manager, the way that he adjusted on the fly, the subs that he made were almost always on point, apart from that Germany game where he brought on, like, where he kind of got too cute with it before the game ended and they ended up equalizing. But for the most part, Luis de la Fuente had a fantastic Euro. He was the best manager at this tournament, in my opinion, by far. And that's why Spain are winning. And for England, bro, Jude Bellingham wasn't great today. I thought he had a decent first half, but for the most part, you expect more out of Jude Bellingham, a guy who's probably going to win the Ballon d'Or this year. And for the most part at this tournament, he was non-existent. But again, it's not all on Jude Bellingham, because Jude Bellingham is one of the only reasons why England are made it to this point of the tournament. Because if it wasn't for his goal against Slovakia, England don't make it this far. They're going to go home in the round of 16. You know, they got to thank Jude Bellingham that they made it to the final of this tournament. So again, I think Jude was subpar, but it's not all on him. Phil Foden had a disappointing Euro, and today he wasn't great. Who else had a disappointing tournament? Like I said, Harry Kane was extremely poor throughout this whole tournament. You know, like he was just not good. Declan Rice had moments, but, you know, was he the Declan Rice that we saw for Arsenal this year? I wouldn't say so. Their fullbacks, when Kieran Trippier was playing, he was absolutely woeful, playing out of position, and Kyle Walker didn't have his best tournament. You know, for me, when I look at England, I look at Kobe Mano, who had a great tournament in my opinion. I look at Bukayo Saka, who I think had a great tournament. I look at Cole Palmer. I even look at a guy like Ivan Toney, who when he came onto the pitch sometimes made things happen and actually looked decent in my opinion. But I think for England, it's got to hurt, man. It's got to hurt if you're an England fan, because, you know, it's once again, you're not going to win a tournament with a golden generation. And England is a team that, you know, it's kind of like, if you guys follow American football, it's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys, because with the Cowboys, it's always, we'll get them next year. We'll get them next year. They have all this hype. They never win, but they get all this coverage and all this hype. And then every time they lose a tournament in like heartbreaking fashion, they're like, okay, we'll get them next year. And for England, they're going to be probably one of the favorites to win the World Cup in 2026 here in the States. And they're going to be one of the favorites to win the Euro probably in 2028, because they're still going to have one of the best teams, because this England team is stacked with names. But again, just like it happened when they had Teddy Sheringham and obviously Alan Shearer and all these players, and Robbie Fowler, and they had Gary Neville and Terry and Wayne Rooney and David Beckham and Ferdinand and Lampard and Ashley Cole and all these guys, they just couldn't get it done once again. They couldn't get it done once again. And this England team didn't deserve to win this tournament. That's just a matter of fact. You could talk about the fact that, you know, they scraped by every team to get here. And again, it's tournament football. There are no style points. But you can get away with that when you're playing against, you know, the Netherlands. You can get away with that. You can get away with that when you're playing Switzerland. You can get away with that when you're playing Slovakia. But when you're playing a team this well-oiled like Spain is, like they had been at this tournament, yes, you might equalize, and it might look like you might win this. It might look like it looked at one point in this game where England were gonna get away with it once again. But like I said, with a team this good like Spain, when you have comparable quality like these teams do, because they do have comparable quality, I think England has better quality, but I think Spain is close. You can obviously, like, you can't play like England has been playing this whole tournament and expect to beat a team like Spain. And I'm so glad that they didn't, bro. I'm so glad that they didn't. And yeah, man, Spain, Lamine Yamal is a Euro winner at 17 years old. And being a key contributor, by the way, not just some guy that rode the bus, a key contributor, arguably the best player on the team, and he's a Euro winner at 17. I cannot believe it, bro. I cannot believe it. Nico Williams is a Euro winner. This is just fucking amazing, bro. Amazing for Spain. I genuinely cannot believe that that they just did this, bro. Honestly, like, I didn't pick them to win the tournament. I think I picked them to get out of the quarterfinals. But this team is just, like I said, a special, special team. One of the best tournament runs that I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even being hyperbolic, like I said, when I say that. It's just amazing what they just accomplished. And for England, man, again, Gareth Southgate, I think it was reported that he was going to come back for 2 more years for the next World Cup, even if whether England won or lost this tournament. I think it's a mistake to bring back a guy like Gareth Southgate. But again, if we're looking at Euro 2024 as a whole, like who gets like the blame pie for England as to why they didn't win this tournament, I would put 55% on Gareth Southgate, and I would put the other 45% on the players. I'll put 55 on Southgate and 45 on the players. Because yes, to me, Southgate, like I said earlier, deserves most of the blame for England not being great at this tournament. But the players got to play as well. And like I said, a lot of these players failed to show up. Now, is it because they're not being utilized the right way? For the most part, yes. But also at some point, if you're that individually brilliant, like we see it, like Phil Foden is individually brilliant. I think we can all agree on that. But then again, we can't, like we don't really see it outside of Pep's system. So again, I'm waiting. Like at some point, you need your great players to take over and just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do," and you can't stop me because I'm so good and I transcend a system to a degree. You get what I'm saying? Like, but we didn't see that with this England team ever at this tournament. So for me, again, I think Gareth Southgate deserves a lot of blame. But like I said, his sub today for Cole Palmer changed the game. And when he brought in Ollie Watkins against the Netherlands last game, that changed the game. You know, his subs have been paying off for the most part. So I'm not going to sit here and blame it all on him. But again, I think he's a boring manager. And this team, if this team had a better manager, they definitely win this tournament. But like I said, today football won. Spain were the better team. They were the better team for the most part. They were not just better than England at this tournament. They were better than everybody else. When it came to the eye test and the results, no better team. Lamine Yamal, oh my God, bro. Amazing. Amazing to watch that kid do what he does. And it's insane, bro. I cannot believe that Lamine Yamal is a Euro winner at 17 years old. And yeah, bro, hopefully we see a lot of Nico and Yamal next year at Barcelona. But that's all I got to say, man. I don't know what else to tell you guys. For England, we'll see you guys next tournament with all, like we'll see their fans at the next tournament with all the hope and all the belief that they can actually do it. And will they be disappointed once again? I don't know. But at the same time, if it's not with this team, when are you going to win something? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not winning with this team, if you're not winning with this generation of players, when are you going to win? It's like you'll be hard-pressed to find a national team as good as that one on paper. In the history of football, by the way. I'm talking about, like, when you look at those names, bro, that England team is fucking stacked. But again, you're left disappointed at another major tournament. It's sad, bro. It's sad for England fans. Again, I was rooting for Spain. But if you're English, you definitely have to feel some sort of frustration right now because you're almost thinking, when are we going to do it? If it's not now, then when? But then again, we'll see what happens at the next World Cup and at the next year. Maybe England can actually bounce back. Congratulations to Spain. Congratulations to Luis de la Fuente. Congratulations to all those players, man. They deserve it. And yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on this game down below. Let me know your thoughts on the Euro as a whole, like for the tournament. What did you guys think of the tournament? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And let me know, like I said, your thoughts on this game specifically. And yeah, man, I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.